we have announced that we'll be going to Mars with our memorial space flights. We call them in Mars300. We are wanting to fill up our first journey to Mars with 300 flight capsules. So that's a goal that we have. It's not crazy. And of course, I'll describe how we ensure that it's not crazy. But I look back at our mission that you just saw in 1997. That's where I first met Major Roddenberry. And she said, Charlie, I'm glad to have you fly my husband on your first mission, but you need to promise me that when my time comes, you'll fly the two of us together, me and my husband, Gene, on a mission that goes to deep space and literally doesn't come back. And being 28 years old and stars in my eyes, I said, yeah, absolutely, we'll do that for you. About almost 30 years to the day from when I promised Majel that mission, we flew our first Voyager deep space mission, and indeed it had Majel and Gene's ash together as we promised. And so when I started thinking about that precedent, and by the way, we've done 100% of the things that we've announced. We don't not fly missions. But when I looked at it and I said, that took 30 years. And during that 30 years, we had people that had been with us, almost had been ready to fly almost that full length of time, but they wanted to be sure that they were on that first Enterprise flight. Well, it's not going to take 30 years for us to do our first Mars mission. I'm certain of that. Okay, Charlie, why are you certain of that? Don't look at me, look at the providers and other customers. Already, the Italian space agency purchased a cargo flight for 3 of its payloads to Mars on Starship. So the marketplace is open. And I thought to myself, well, we want to be in line. We want to be, of course, we want to be the people that bring the first memorial service to the Red Planet. Who else would you look to doing that? So we put together our Mars service. You can go to our homepage, Celestis.com, and click on the Mars window, and you can learn all about it. But let me give you some details. It's the same thing, DNA or ashes, 1 gram, individual flight capsule. The price is $24,995. The terms for that are that 90% of the dollars that we take from you go into a trust account that is owned by you. And what that means is you can stop it at any point up until we actually integrate your capsule onto the Mars-bound mission. But what you do is you pay a reservation fee that assures you're in line. Then we create a interest earning account for you. So if we're a decade from now, you'll get 10 years of interest on that money, accumulating to offset your down payment. So we're trying to make this a commitment that we can live up to, and a commitment that you can live up to, in that we're going to spend 10% of your money at down payment. The balance, 40%, will be drawn once we sign a launch contract. The next 40% are drawn when we integrate the capsule onto the Mars rocket. And the final 10% is at mission completion. So again, I think it's the top of the line service. You can expect that there'll be events and interesting stuff along the way, but you will be the first human presence on Mars, likely. Maybe some astronauts will beat you, but in terms of your loved one or your ashes or your DNA, you'll be among the earliest inhabitants of the red planet, which we know is appealing. We've already signed our first few contracts for that service, and we're excited about it. It's a big step. It's early, and don't feel rushed. I mean, we're probably going to be taking reservations for at least 3 years, but it's a good way to extend our commitment to providing the most amazing memorial services off of the planet. And we're excited about the capability that we're putting together to do that.